Good morning, children. So, children, today we will discuss our last chapter of our civics, that is chapter 6, topic marginalization and social justice. Okay, so now let's begin our chapter. Some groups of people are isolated and excluded from the mainstream of the society. Such groups are called the marginalized group. What do you mean by marginalization? Marginalization is a social process by which certain section of the society are confined to a lower social standing. Okay, that means particular some groups are there, that is a social practice or the social process by which certain section of the society they are being considered as a lower standard, okay, in the society. Clear? They are called marginalization. The framer of the constitution were aware of the discriminations practiced prevalent in India. Hence, they incorporate many provisions to alleviate the social and economic suffering of the marginalized group. Now, our constitution maker, they were well acquainted with the discrimination practice that was going in the society. So, for that, to uplift the social standard of the people, they have incorporated many provinces in the constitution. Now let's begin with our first, that is a scheduled caste. Now earlier India had a rigid caste based society. The strict rules divided people into high and low caste. The lower caste people were considered untouchables and hence they were excluded from the society. They were also denied education. They could only take up their hereditary professions. Thus, they remained economically backward with no avenue to improve their conditions. Now, taking note of the severe discrimination that the marginalized communities had suffered, our constitution has provided them with special privileges and listed the names of their communities in the constitution. Such marginalized people are known as scheduled caste. So, children, uh, this scheduled caste group, they become economic backward in the society and they could not have any chance to improve the economic condition as because they were not further got any opportunity to take up the new profession because they were being bound to follow their hereditary profession. Like if the father was their sweeper, then particular the son also has to follow the profession of the father only. That means he also has to be the sweeper. So as they suffer a lot in the society, so our constitution has provided special privileges and listed the name of the communities in the constitution. So our constitution had provided special provisions to safeguard the scheduled caste against any further exploitation. So, keeping in the mind as the aim to protect the social, education, economic, and culture interests of the scheduled caste, some steps were being taken by our constitution for their upliftment. So, what are those steps? Let us see. So, first step is the untouchability has been abolished and its practice in any form has been made a punishable offense under Article 17. So, under Article 17, it has been clearly stated that untouchability was been abolished. That means if anyone was been found practicing the untouchability, they were for against them strict action was to be taken. Second, the scheduled caste cannot be denied to enter to public places like temples, hotels, shops, and restaurants. They cannot be discriminated against using public wells and water tank. So, the second point what we can see for the upliftment is that the scheduled caste earlier they were not allowed to enter to the temples, hotel to take water from the particular well or the tank. Clear. So it has already prohibited that everyone. It has clearly stated that the scheduled caste was been allowed to enter to any temples, hotels, shops, and restaurant. No discrimination should be done. Clear? Now, third, no children can be denied admission to any school or institution maintained by the state on the basis of her or his caste. That means on the ground of the caste or the religions, the children cannot be denied to take admission in any school or institution. Fourth one, seats are reserved for the scheduled caste in education institution and in government job. Right now also we can see that particular seat is been reserved for the scheduled caste in the government job. If any vacancy is there for scheduled caste, for vacant seat is vacant, is we could see right in the institution also we can see that for the scheduled caste dismissed seat has been reserved. That means particular dismissed student, if they allow, will be applied their form in the particular government institution or some other school, for them already the seat was been reserved. Now, to ensure the participations of the scheduled caste in the legislative process, certain numbers of seats have been reserved for them in the Lok Sabha and in the Vidhan Sabha. Clear? That means in the Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, particular numbers of seats is been reserved for the scheduled caste. Certain constitutions have been reserved exclusively for the scheduled caste candidate to contest election. That means to stand up in the election also, particular seat has been reserved for the scheduled caste. Now the last one is that the process of the scheduled caste has that been a major focus of different 5 years plan. That means under the 5-year plan also, the particular focus was been given for the upliftment, for the development of the scheduled caste. So separate welfare department have been formed for them, for their upliftment. The Ministry of the Social Justice and Empowerment was set up to look after the welfare of the scheduled caste. That means particular Ministry of the Social Justice and Empowerment was been set up to look after that particular welfare development is been taken against the scheduled caste or not. Clear about the scheduled caste? Now we are going to move to the scheduled tribes. Okay. Now children, who are they? That means who are the scheduled tribes? The tribal communities or the tribes listed in the Indian Constitution are called scheduled tribes. They are also referred as Adivasi. Okay. Now, according to the census of India, 2011 census, if you will see, scheduled tribes form 8.6% of Indian population. Okay. And most of the tribal population lives in the northeastern state and in Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So that means in this particular area, in this state, the tribal population, we could find it out. Now some tribal group in India, like the first one, the Gonds of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra and Telangana. Now the tribal group or the Adivasi of this particular state were called Gonds, that is of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra and Telangana. And the Bhils of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. Clear? The Santhal of Jharkhand, Odisha and West Bengal. Okay. Apart from this, other tribal group are also there. That was of Arunachal Pradesh, Apatani, Mizo of Mizoram, Worli of Maharashtra, Kashi of Meghalaya, Naga of Nagaland and Bishoni of Rajasthan. Clear? They are the tribal group. So you have to remember the name of this tribal group of this particular state. Now the status of the scheduled tribes. Now the tribal have their distinct custom, culture and a lifestyle. Now as we the people, what is our culture, what is our tradition, what is our way of living, what is our way of eating, our food habit is different. And the tribal people, they have their different custom, culture and lifestyle. As most of them still lead a very simple life. They are not so much fashionable. Western outward, they were not known. They were very simple. Now they are either nomadic herds or agriculturists or follow other allied professions. Their geographical isolation, economic backwards and lack of education have led to their exploitation. That means they are economically also backward and they were lack of education. That means they did not gain, they were illiterate, we can say. Okay. Now step was been also taken for the upliftment of the scheduled tribe. Like our constitution has provided the scheduled tribe with some special provisions to safeguard their rights and uplift their status. That means to develop the scheduled tribe. What are those steps taken by our constitutions? In order to prevent any atrocide commitment against the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes, that is Prevention of Atrocides Act was enacted in 1989. Already we have studied about this, right? Now, the Ministry of the Tribal Affairs was set up in 1999. Why? To look into the social economic development of the scheduled tribes. Now, for the development of the society, for the development of the economy, that means particular job is being given to the scheduled tribe. Are they getting or not? For that, the Ministry of the Tribal Affairs was been set up in 1999 so that they could look after the matter. Their development is done or not in the social and economic field. Clear? Now the scheduled tribes have been given concessions and reservations just like the scheduled caste. Clear? Just like the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe also, for them also some seat is been reserved. Certain number of the seats have been reserved for them in the education institution, government jobs, in the Lok Sabha and in the Vidhan Sabha, as we have seen in the scheduled caste. Seat was been reserved for them in the education institution, government jobs, Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha. Same way for the scheduled tribes also seat was been reserved in those places. Various welfare schemes have been introduced by the government and other voluntary agencies to help reduce illiteracy among the scheduled tribes. This has helped the economic development. The scheduled tribes can receive loans on easy terms. Their culture and handicrafts are also promoted. That is, now various scheme is being made by the government for the development of the scheduled tribes, and also some voluntary agency was also been created to provide literacy to them, to provide education to the scheduled tribes. Why? To remove the illiteracy. If they will be literate, they can help them, they can do works so that the economy can be developed. Clear? Others scheduled tribes also receive loan in easy term. Earlier it was very difficult to get loan. Now in easy terms they can easily get loans, and their culture and handicrafts, whatever they used to do, the cultural works. Clear? And handicraft, you must have seen they are making a handicraft of the bamboos and all. For them also the work of their handicraft was being promoted by the government sector. Clear? Now we have the other backward classes. So other backward classes that we call OBC have been defined in our constitution as socially and educationally backward classes. So who are the OBC? They are the socially and educationally backward classes. Clear? Now they are also given constitutional safeguard to improve their condition. As in Article 340, it has been stated that government shall promote the welfare of the OBC, that is other backward classes, for the development, for the welfare of the other backward classes. Under Article 340, it has been stated that government has taken step for them. Article 341 states that the President is empowered to appoint the commissions to investigate the conditions of the socially and educationally backward classes. That means President is empowered to appoint a commission. For what purpose they will appoint a commission? To investigate that was the development is been done in the social and in the educational field of the other backward classes or not. Clear? Some step has been taken for them. Some policy what was implemented or not. For that, the commission was being set up, could be set up by the president, because he has got that right to look after the matter. Okay. Now, step taken for the upliftment of the other backward classes. Let us see what are the steps. Now the other backward classes are given 27% reservation in government job. Clear? Scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, they are also getting reservation in the government job. Apart from them, other backward classes, 27% already seat has been reserved in the government job. The Government of India and the state government have launched various schemes for the welfare of the other backward classes, such as pre-examination coaching to enable the candidate to compete in various competitive examination. Now, the government of India, what he has done is that they have set up the pre-examination coaching center to enable the other backward classes candidate to get knowledge, to get education, to get prepared for the competitive examination, so that they could sit in that particular examination of the government job and they could crack the examination. Okay. Now the other backward classes are given financial assistance through pre-matric and post-matric scholarship. Clear? Interest fee loan are also given for technical education. The other backward classes have been given what? Financial assistance in the pre-matric and in the post-matric scholarship. If they got the topmost rank, they are getting the scholarship. Okay, and the interest fee loan also they are getting for their technical education. If they want to do further technical education, they could easily get loan for the education also. Now, assistance is given to voluntary organization who works for the welfare of the other backward classes to impart education and to improve their social economic condition and thus help them in the gainful employment. Clear? Now, the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment look after the welfare of the other backward classes. Now, whatever step has been taken by the government for the upliftment of the scheduled other backward classes, now the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment looks after the welfare of the other backward classes. Clear? So children, we have discussed about the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. You just go through it. So in our next class, we will move with our minorities. So till then, must go through your book. If any doubts, you just ask me, okay? Thank you.